What's going on, Pixar fans? Dan Taylor from danthepixarfan.com here once again for another Flashback review, and today I'm traveling all the way back 20 years ago once again to 2001, but this time we're taking a look at some really fun Toy Story figure sets made by Hasbro. When a lot of collectors think of Toy Story merch, usually all the Thinkway and Mattel toys come to mind from over the years, as they've definitely had the license for the longest, but sometimes it's forgotten that Hasbro actually had the Toy Story license for a good 7 years or so, essentially from 2001 to 2008, and they produced a lot of toys under the Toy Story and Beyond rebranding, which was essentially the line after Toy Story 2 to keep the franchise and merchandise alive without being tied to a specific movie. Honestly, a lot of it's kind of wacky, like totally made up non-canon expanded universe type concepts by Hasbro, geared more towards kids. I didn't really get any of it at the time, but there were a few cool items released under this line, like these two really neat figure sets. This one here based on characters from Andy's room, and then the other based on characters seen in Sid's room. I ended up getting these on eBay back in 2016 for a great price. The Sid's Room set is more unique as it includes a more interesting selection of characters that haven't ever been released in any other way, but I couldn't have one set without the other, of course, so I picked up this Andy's Room gift set as well. And this set is definitely worth it for Picasso Mr. Potato Head alone, though, since outside a Disney Vinylmation release, I believe this is the only official toy of Picasso Mr. Potato Head ever produced. Okay, let's get these guys out of the box here, starting with the Andy's Room set, and let's go ahead and start with Woody. That feels right. All of these figures are like a PVC plastic material and non-posable. Their make, size, and quality is actually very comparable to the Disney Store figurine sets, and Woody has a pretty decent likeness overall and looks good despite a paint defect or two, and he stands at about 3¼ inches tall. Next up is Bo Peep, which I'd say is the figure I was second most excited about in this set following Potato Head, at least for me, since outside of the dolls, there aren't a ton of classic Bo Peep, not Toy Story 4 Bo Peep, but classic Bo Peep figures in this scale. I think she actually looks really good as far as her likeness, and she stands right at 3 inches tall. And here we have just your classic Pizza Planet alien figure, and he stands right around 1¾ inches tall. Certainly a basic character, a basic figure, but he looks good and is attached to this stand like most of the figures are in these sets. Ham here isn't attached to a base though. I like that he's freestanding since he wouldn't need one to balance anyway, and he looks super good. Ham may be another basic character and figure, but you can totally mess up his look, so with this one looking really spot on, it's a win for me. It's totally classic, and as far as size, he's about 2½ inches long. Next up we have Rex, another staple of any good Andy's Room figure set. This pack wouldn't be complete without him, and he also looks excellent for this type of figure and feels solid overall. He stands really good without a base, and he has a pretty detailed sculpt all around. Very good nervous pose, which is true to Rex, and he stands at about 2½ inches tall. And I purposely saved the best for last here, which is Picasso Mr. Potato Head. This is an amazingly unique figure since, as I said at the start, I'm pretty confident that this is one of only 2 official Picasso Mr. Potato Head toys out there, the other being the aforementioned Vinylmation, but correct me if I'm wrong. What's awesome with this is since Hasbro made this set and they own the rights to Potato Head, they were able to make him here and include him in this set when most of the time other companies like Mattel or even the Disney Store, you may have noticed, can't ever release any Potato Head figures with their Toy Story sets due to licensing issues with Hasbro. Really, the biggest exception outside of some fast food toys is when Thinkway partnered with Hasbro to release the signature collection of Mr. Potato Head. Other than that, though, I don't really know if it's happened. Anyway, an overall fantastic looking figure, very true to the film, and he stands at about 1¾ inches tall. Okay, done with the Andy's Room pack, and now onto Sid's Room. And first, I definitely wanted to mention how kind of weird the packaging is, since there appears to be this stock image of the original Thinkway Toys Buzz Lightyear there, if I'm not mistaken, which doesn't really make a lot of sense why that image would be used here on a Hasbro toy. And for the Andy's Room pack, an image of Hasbro's Woody doll is used, so I'm not sure why that isn't the case here on this package with Buzz. Anyway, regardless, like I said, I certainly feel this is the more exciting of the 2 gift packs. I mean, just look at all these unique Sid's Mutant toy characters we've only ever gotten in toy form right here in this set, like Legs, Ducky, and Hand in the Box, not to mention the other mutants who have very little toys out there like Babyface and Rollerbob, and then Buzz with the Big One Rocket is a fun addition here to help complete the scene. Alrighty, let's crack this open and dive into each of the figures individually once again, starting with Buzz Lightyear with the Big One Rocket. This is actually a really cool looking figure, and his sculpt feels a little bit more stylized than the other figures. I don't know, his body just seems a tad more angular, and his helmet is kind of a more elongated dome shape. The figure, and I'm talking from the base to the tip of the rocket, stands at 4 inches tall. Babyface here is a total classic. I love any Babyface merch, and while Babyface does get some love, it seems to get some more toys made than any other mutant from Sid's room. There's still not a ton out there, so it's a great figure to have, and actually the only Babyface figure I have in this scale. And it might actually be the only Babyface in this scale, period. This Babyface figure is about 3 inches long and 1 3/4 inches tall. Moving on to Rollerbob, which is one of my faves, mainly due to its rarity. I'm pretty confident there's only one other official Rollerbob toy out there, which is this figure here, also made by Hasbro under the Toy Story and Beyond label, though it's a totally different style and much more cartoony. This Rollerbob looks very true to the film for this scale and is about 3 inches in size. And now let's take a look at Ducky, and this, once again, I believe is the only official toy version of the character out there ever, so this is another really special one to have. And though this Ducky only stands at about 2 1/4 inches tall, maybe one day we'll get a full-scale version of Ducky, or at the very least a Mattel 7-inch scale version, and all the rest of Sid's mutant toys.
Hey, I can dream, can't I?
Second to last here is Legs, and like with Ducky, this is the only official toy of this character ever made from what I know, and to be honest, given what the character looks like, I'll just leave it at that. I can't see this toy getting made in these days, so I'm not holding my breath for any new modern versions of Legs anytime soon or ever. I hope not, but this could be it, and if so, I'm really glad to have this figure. Legs stands at about 2 1/2 inches tall. And last but never least, here is Hand in the Box. And I know I'm a broken record right now, but I have to let you know once again that I'm sure that this is the only officially produced toy ever made of this character. So that makes this another fantastic and must-own figure for Toy Story fans. I did notice the little illustrations on the box portion of the figure aren't exactly as they appear in the film, but they're still super close, and ultimately, again, for this scale, this is an excellent representation of the character. Hand in the Box stands at 3 1/2 inches tall. Lastly, I did want to note that many of these figures were also included in this The Great Escape figure 10-pack, which combines characters from both sets, and some were also available in 2-packs as well. Well, I think that covers all of my thoughts I had for you today. I hope I was able to bring back some memories if you had these back in the day, or introduce you to some items maybe you never knew existed. I'm really glad and grateful I got these sets when I did, since they have gone up in price quite a bit, but if you do have an opportunity to snag either one for a reasonable price, don't hesitate. I think any big Toy Story collector would love these figures and consider these sets a must-have, especially Sid's room. All of the figures look so great together loose, as you can see here, but they also look awesome in the window packaging as well if you're an in-box collector. I'm so looking forward to your comments down below, and if you did enjoy this review, please consider giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Pixar merch reviews just like this from my personal collection. Don't forget to ring that bell, find me all over social media at Dan the Pixar Fan, and I will see you in my next video.